You are receiving this special message due to the urgency of what it can do to the current election for Kamala Harris. Please listen to this message so that you won't be surprised if Donald Trump wins the Electoral College and the election. The biggest cheating that is going on right now is by True to the Vote, a Trump-funded organization that has purged the votes of Hispanics and African Americans in Georgia. They have already purged 107,000 black votes in Georgia already. These people can re-register, but it is only for the next presidential campaign, not this one. 3 other states are purging as well. Please read and pass this on to everyone you know that is voting or has voted. This is a message from voter fraud investigator Greg Palast, a gentleman who opened up the floodgates on Trump's 2020 election fraud claims. Greg states the following: "No, I don't have a crystal ball, but I do have 25 years' experience investigating voting trickery, and what I see here in Georgia is ugly. What I've seen in Arizona, Texas, Michigan, and Wisconsin is uglier. So I'm warning right now, unless action is taken, and now, by the U.S. Department of Justice to protect the vote, I don't see how Vice President Kamala Harris can win." The day is November 6th, this coming Wednesday. A group of MAGA fanatics called True the Vote has, according to an NAACP estimate, challenged the ballots of over 300,000 Georgians, not surprisingly, mostly voters of color. We're not guessing. The Palast investigations team contacted 800 of these Georgians. Trump has been promoting and raising millions for True the Vote, which announced its aim of challenging 2 million through Election Day. What's particularly dangerous is that True the Vote's 40,000 vigilante volunteers will be blocking the count of ballots on Election Day itself and the days after. Hundreds of thousands of voters who mail in their ballots have no idea their votes are about to be thrown into the electoral dumpster. On November 8th, I expect Georgia's MAGA-controlled county elections boards to remove 1 in 5 of those challenged. In 2020, Trump asked Georgia officials to find 11,780 votes. Now they will find 60,000 voters to remove, enough for Trump to win the state of Georgia. November 9th, the NAACP files suit to overturn the vigilante challenges because they were submitted too close to an election and after. But the Supreme Court's shock ruling last week, allowing new purges of voter rolls in Virginia, effectively nullifies the National Voter Registration Act, which was supposed to block these last-minute sneak attacks on voter rolls. November 12, Arizona disqualifies 30,000 provisional ballots, overwhelmingly cast in Hispanic precincts, tipping the race to Trump. According to the Federal Elections Assistance Commission, a breathtaking 2.7 million provisional ballots were rejected in 2020. Who gets shunted to these provisional placebo ballots? If you're Black, Asian American, or Hispanic, the chance you'll be shunted to a provisional ballot is 300% higher than if you're a white voter. December 11, this is the final day under the Constitution, and new law written by GOP Senate Majority Leader Senator Mitch McConnell, KY, for each state governor to submit the names of the winning electors. Get ready for this to happen. Michigan again disqualifies tens of thousands of ballots. Note, Michigan disqualified 75,000 ballots in Detroit in 2016 as spoiled, i.e. unreadable, because scanners simply broke down. Another, Brooks Brothers riot, organized, as in 2000, by Roger Stone, now a chieftain of the Proud Boy, creates mayhem in the Wayne County, Detroit elections office. That stops the count in Michigan. As a result, Michigan can't submit its slate of electors by the absolute certification deadline of December 11th, and the state, though won by Harris, loses all its electoral votes. December 17th, in Nevada's capital, Carson City, there is mayhem surrounding the state house. The 3%ers pick up the war cry, "Give us Trump, or we light this whole shit on fire." We filmed Trump crony Ali Alexander with Alex Jones saying exactly those words in front of Georgia's governor's mansion after the last election. In my admittedly dark nightmare of what could happen, the Molotov cocktails fly and the AR-15s slaughter dozens of pro-democracy demonstrators. The well-planned riots in Nevada and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania are not unexpected. Derek Mollenhauer, a booster of the openly armed 3%ers militias, told me they have long prepared to launch what he calls their revolution, justified because Harris, they are certain, could only win by stealing the election. We can easily imagine that the chaos and flames of insurrection could prevent Nevada's and Pennsylvania's newly elected members of the Electoral College from meeting to officially cast their ballots by the December 17th deadline. Trump would be thrilled. With no candidate receiving 270 electoral votes, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson will declare that the race will now be decided by the rules of the 12th Amendment. The 12th Amendment dictates that the House of Representatives will choose our president. And dig this. Each state gets one single vote. California and New York will each get a vote. South and North Dakota each get a vote chosen by their congressional delegations. With 26 congressional delegations controlled by Republicans, though a tiny minority of the U.S. population, Trump would be voted back in as president. On January 20th, Americans stunned by this pseudo-legal coup d'etat march on Washington. Newly inaugurated President Trump orders troops to round up, even shoot, those complaining about the theft of our democracy. A word from the webmaster. I have the video to back up everything, almost everything you just heard. I will be airing it later that week. Don't forget to pass this on to everyone you know, and then tell them to pass it on. This is vital information that everyone needs to know if this election turns south or goes sour. Don't forget to subscribe to the Webmasters podcast channel. Hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss out on further information concerning the 2024 election.